Hey up troops, hey Littleton here again with another video. This time we're going to look at the comparison of old Grim to new Grim. So Grim that's on the live server now versus the Grim that's just been buffed on the test server that's going to be coming in Year 8 Season 2. We're not doing a Buzzy Bee intro, we've done that once before, remember this? I think that was cringe enough, let's not do that again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a side by side, old Grim, new Grim, compare the differences. I've got footage from the live server, I've got footage from the test server. I'm going to put them side by side and see how it fares. I've also got a couple of rounds of gameplay that I've just recorded on the test server, just showing how I use Grim. And I'm going to do a voiceover over the rounds. I think there's like 3 or 4 clips of actual like live test server footage of me playing the game literally 10 minutes ago. So I'll do a voiceover of them and sort of explain what I'm thinking and why I'm doing certain things and why I think Grim, you heard it here first, this is why I think Grim is actually class at the minute. I think they might have gone too far. Like, he's really, really good. Especially with the bailiff, especially with the hard breach charges, but we'll go into that in the video. Other than that, that's probably enough waffling. Let's get stuck into it. Buzzing. So I thought we'd do this in consulate just as a bit of a send-off before we get the new consulate, but I'll just read through the notes. I'm not going to do anything in game, just read through these notes quickly. So the equip time is now reduced to 1 second from 1.1. Not that big of a deal, really, is it? 1/10 of a second. This is big, though. Rate of fire is now increased to 70 RPM from 40 RPM, which means you can fire the canisters almost twice as fast, not quite. The Kawaii Hive activation time is reduced to 0.4 seconds from 1 second. The vulnerabilities are still the same. The duration is increased, and this is where it's big, to 16 seconds from 8. That only 8 seconds is a long time in Siege, right? Bear in mind, you get 5 of these things. There's an additional 40 seconds per round that these bees are in your face. The size radius is increased to 4.6 meters from 3.6 meters. The detection system now detects any part of the body, not just the head. Decay time reduced to 4 seconds from 9, so the time between pings is normalized 139. So, let's get into it. When it comes to the equip time, I'm going to do... I'm hoping when I edit this, you're going to see the 2 bits of footage side by side. But I'm going to do now the equip time. And I'm going to be chopping the footage from the test server to compare how long this takes. This is the one I'm looking at now is the live server. Okay, so that was the equip time. So now we've got to look at the deployment time. And what I'm going to do is fire 5 canisters as fast as I can on the floor in a line. I'm just going to spam mouse 1 to see how fast we can fire them. I'm spamming mouse 1 constantly here. So we can... There's a lot of bees on the screen here. So we can see that time to the rate of fire has gone... It's, as the note said, it's increased to 70 from 40. I don't know how long that took to deploy 5, but we'll now compare it side by side to the test server with the new changes. So now we'll compare the activation time. So what this is once you fire the canister and the canister hits the floor, how long does it take for the bees to come out? It used to take 1 second, which is quite a long time, because if you hear the canister land at your feet, you've got 1 Mississippi, and you're already miles away before the bees have deployed. Now it's 0.4 seconds. So what we'll do is we'll fire a canister on the table here, and we'll watch the time it takes to deploy. It's a bit of a delayed time, isn't it, frankly? It's a bit of a delayed time. Just wait for the 8 seconds to expire here, and we'll go again. And again, I'm going to try and edit this. I'm talking retrospectively here because I'm going to go and record the footage on the test server after this, and then hopefully get the 2 side by side so you can see the difference. So one more, you'll see the canister hit the table, and then it deploys 1 second later. Oh, I don't know why I've got rid of the launcher. Hang on. It's not the quickest. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't take ages, but it's not the quickest. Now, this is the big one. This is where I think Grim... Well, there's 2 elements where I think Grim's changed massively. One is the amount of time that the bees last. This has gone from 8 seconds, which is what you'll see on the main server, compared to 16 seconds on the test server. So, just to compare the 2 times... It's insane how long they last now. Bear in mind, you get 5 of these, right? So you get 80 seconds of denial. 80 seconds. That's nearly a half a round. You can put bees in the map for half a round nearly. The other one that we need to look at is the size, and this is the other big area that it's changed. I'm just going to pop this on the table again, and we'll compare the sizes. So, as it stands at the minute, I don't think you'll be able to tell a massive difference by looking at it, but as it stands at the minute, you'll be looking at a 3.6 meter square, or 3.6 meter radius around us here. Whereas on the test server and on the new build, it's going to be 4.6 meters, so it's an extra meter squared. Which is massive, really, in the grand scheme of things. And onto the test server now. The other huge change, of course, with Grim, if I just go over to a room where there's a hatch, probably should have pre-thought about this, but now as a bailiff, you need to get any hatches open on the way around things. You can open hatches with the bailiff. You need to make any quick rotates on the fly. You can make a quick... that was embarrassing. You can make a quick rotate on the fly. I say a quick rotate. I hope you're better than that at making rotates. You can make a rotate. Not necessarily on the fly, but you can certainly make a rotate. Let's try that again. You can make decent ones with the bailiff in 4 shots. Oh, I just missed that bit there. So yeah, a massive change. And of course, the additional change which makes Grim, in my opinion, really viable now is these bad boys. Hard breach charges. When you're attacking basements on Clubhouse, when you're attacking basements on Chalet, there's a couple of hatches you want to open. In fact, you're attacking anywhere. Cafe, oh sorry, not cafe, kitchen on cafe. There's a load of things that you want to be opening, especially hatches. Walls are okay if you want to open, like, say, con wall on Clubhouse, and it's not the main wall to open, you'd be okay with these, but absolutely incredibly useful to have them and a bailiff in the same kit with 80 seconds of bees to annoy people. It's just really oppressive, and I think he's going to be used a lot more. So I'm just going to talk over a round now that I played as I was recording this video on the test server, and just sort of explain why I think Grim's good. So this area here now, I want to push out of here, but I felt like someone was there. So I put the bees there, and now I've got 16 seconds of safety, so to speak. 16 seconds of knowledge from that area to know that no one's going to push through that door on my flank. I mean, it's the test server here, by the way, so I haven't really properly droned this. I'm just sort of face checking it and praying for the best. Unbelievable from Kim Capo Nordic. Get rid of the Fenrir gadget. So this is a cool thing as well, right? I don't know if anyone's behind long desk right now, but we pinged the bees up there. No one's there at the minute. Hold the admin angle. Oh, there we go. Hello. Not sure who that was. Can't tell. The eyes aren't that good. So again, I don't want anyone coming through that door either. And that now cuts off that door for 16 seconds. Oh, probably should have died there. I think that was the Jaeger. So we pinged some bees in his direction. That's the Warden, actually. Warden's now dead. And now we pushed her into sight. And also, the bees make a really good sound mask. Slow walking through here now. Whoever's wondering where I am is thinking I'm still top spiral. That's why I'm in the mud. Fenrir and Frost left. I'm thinking, what shall I do here? We'll cut off the main door with some more bees. I was hoping I had the diffuser, but I didn't. You don't have to worry about it because Brava absolutely cleans up here. I think she got both kills. But just that, like, safety there to know you can cut off areas for yourself. So this one's not a great example because I think what the pulse does here is a bit brain dead. But when I jump in the window here, I hear someone on the Alistairs, in the Alistairs area. So I think I'll ping some bees over there. They sort of force his pulse out. Now, pulse runs at me with a shotgun here and somehow dies. But it's just an example that it can force people out of certain areas. So I don't actually get a kill this round at all. Or, well, I'll say this round on this clip. But what I wanted to just show you is I'm pushing in here solo and I'm worried about Visa Stairs. Now, with New Grim, and I've mentioned this before, but you can now, if I fire the canister on the floor here where I end up doing so, just there, I now know I can push down this way and I'm not going to get a flank for 16 seconds. I've got 16 seconds of comfort knowing that I can just push down here. I can't actually remember what happened with the rest of this clip, so... Oh yeah, Rook's on the spiral. Good night, Rook. I did get a kill. Hey, all the potters. But I know that the flank behind me could now be possibly dangerous, so I'll go back around and have another little look. Turns out that it's not, and then we end up winning the round by killing the Solus here. But oh, I don't remember what happened. So we know it ends up being a 4v1, so I fire some bees into where I just saw that Solus there. And she ends up getting pinged on the bees, so fire that through into that room. You see the red thing there on the right-hand side? And then we end up having a bit of a scrap. She should have killed me, really. I should have died. But then she went prone and we traded at the end of the round. So there we have it. There's Old Grim versus New Grim. I actually think he's class. With that Bailiff and the hard breach charges, he's got soft breach, he's got hard breach, obviously. He's got a really good gun with the 5.52 commando with the extended barrel. 1.5 scope, which everyone loves at the minute. Being able to just cut off areas. Area denial for 16 seconds. Times 5, so 80 seconds of area denial. So as you saw in the video, one of the great things about pushing with Grim is, if you're worried about being flanked, you can just pop like a set of bees in the corner of a map like we did at the bottom of Visa Stairs, and we can push down one side of the map. And then you just don't have to worry about that for 16 seconds. You can make your push, take your fight. If you don't find anyone, turn around and look back what's behind you. But you just don't have to worry about that for a while. He's almost a really good solo queue op, actually. Gonna be interesting. I think he's really good. Other than that, before I get overly excited about Grim, who's now usable, and, you know, it's a cool operator having, like, electronic bees flying around the map. And on defense, by the way, sorry to keep going on. It's so annoying. I was on the test server last night playing custom games, and I said in the all chat, I've really had enough of playing against Grim already. You're just running around and you're just constantly getting tagged by bees non-stop. It's really oppressive. I think he's decent. But anyway, if you've got this... Sorry, I'll calm down a bit now. If you've got this far in the video, thank you very much. I always appreciate it. And I always say this channel's nothing without those that watch it. So thank you very much if you got this far. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!